Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to the Mixer, and today's video is a true concept vlog, man. You know, it's gonna be a vlog where I just talk to you guys, not a lot of fancy editing photos or videos, but it will be a topic that is really interesting to dive very deep into, and one that I honestly could go on and on and on about, for as long as I possibly could. So I'm still gonna try to sum it up though in a short video, maybe a little over 10 minutes, because that's the norm for YouTube these days. And in case you guys missed it, if you are an Eagle Light subscriber, you've been around for a while, you will recognize this topic because I have talked about it before. But back when I did my vlogging form, I kind of sucked. I don't really like the way that I did my videos, so now I'm going to be remaking it like I have been doing lately, with some select few videos. And I'm going to be talking about dreams. However, in less of a broad sense, and really opening up my horizons a little bit more, if that made sense, because I have some opinions about dreams that are very for lack of a better term, very let's call them interesting, hard to understand and possibly even harder to explain, but I did it once before and I will attempt to do it again, okay? Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is that, in my opinion, dreams are just the best way for you to escape reality, because you can watch movies, play video games, read books, do whatever the hell kind of hobby you want here in the real world, but when you dream, especially about something that you like, that you really enjoy, it is the best way for you to kind of get away from your life at the moment, because not everybody is happy at the moment with what they're doing in their lives, right? You might not really love your job or your whatever you're studying or this and that, but when you dream, you kind of escape all of that and do whatever the hell you want, and one particular thing that I always found fascinating is lucid dreams, because basically it's you aware that you're in a dream and able to control and manipulate certain actions, to fit your own little narrative. And actually, there is an episode of Black Mirror, if you guys have ever watched it, where they do play around with this concept a little bit, where basically the character, he creates his own little virtual reality world where he can go into and do whatever the hell he wants. He's kind of like the game maker, and there are other characters in there, So it's kind of like this. Lucid dreaming is basically how that concept works, And it's really interesting because it's almost like you're creating a game world where you can do whatever the hell you want. Because if you really stop to think about it, dreams are like video games, aren't they? It's you transporting yourself to a whole different world where you can do things that have no limitations except for what the game itself establishes, So you have obviously a lot more freedom in dreams to do what you want in real life, There are dreams that are very grounded in realism, it feels like it's actually happening, which kind of scares me sometimes because I think everybody can relate to this. You're having a dream that's so realistic that when you wake up, you don't even understand how you woke up. It's like, wait, what? That wasn't real? How was that not real? I could have sworn I was actually there and it happened, It's so strange how this works, Our minds are just incredible, man. Human beings have really amazingly developed brains if you stop to think about it, because how the hell can our minds come up with something so unique and creative to ourselves, and sometimes they play around with something that you really want to happen in real life but it never did. Unfortunately, there's the bad side of it. There are also nightmares, you can have a dream about something that's not very pleasant, and it can usually be tied to traumatic experiences. You watch something or see something that you don't really like too much and you have a nightmare about it. I have been fortunate enough to not have had too many nightmares recently. I can't even remember what the last time my nightmare was, I usually have very good dreams. Some of them are a little outlandish, a little weird, but others are actually very grounded in reality, such that when I wake up, I don't understand how it even happened, I can't remember what my last nightmare was, I honestly can't, even though I've been having a lot of stress in my personal and professional lives outside of YouTube, I haven't been having a lot of nightmares, which is good, of course. I just don't, I'm really not looking forward to my next one because I know it's going to happen eventually. Alrighty now, so this next part here is where my own personal theory begins, and I'm going to try my best to explain it in a simplified way, so I want you guys to really pay attention and stay with me because it can get a little confusing, alright? But just hear me out, okay? It might sound a little crazy at first, but just hear me out, okay? What if our dreams are actually real? That's right. What if they're actually happening when we fall asleep, but in another dimension? Almost like the process of reincarnation, where somebody thinks that if we die, we are reincarnated into the afterlife as another character somewhere else, you know? Well, what if that's real? What if our dreams are sort of like they happen in parallel universes? And it can, of course, there are some that are a little too outlandish, you know, and hard to believe, but what about the realistic ones, you know? The ones that seem like they could be reality, but they're actually not when we wake up. Well, what if they actually are real somewhere else? What if certain dreams that we have are actually real in parallel universes elsewhere? I told you it was gonna get confusing, but just continue to bear with me here, I beg of you, okay? What if when we're having a dream and we're there with the people there, because we usually dream about people who we've seen before in real life, you know, because our minds aren't going to create people out of scratch, you know. So whenever you've had a dream about somebody that showed up, you know, you can, even if you don't remember, you have seen this person somewhere before, you know. Even if you just pass by them in like the subway or the bus stop or something, or the supermarket, if you see them, you register their face, your mind sort of like archives that and can use it later in another dream, you know. So you only dream about those who you have seen in real life, okay? But what if these characters in your dreams, what if the moment that you wake up and you disappear, they're still there wondering where the hell you went? Huh? You ever thought about that? What if it's like logging out of a video game, you know, where you save the game and you quit and then you play another day? Throughout that whole entire time, what if the NPCs are still there waiting for you? It's kind of like Wreck-It Ralph, you know, the concept where the video game characters are real and they are sentient, they know they're in the game and all that, and once the game turns off, they have regular lives, you know? I think that would be really cool, because what if the moment that you log out of a dream, the characters are there confused as hell? Like, wait, where did he go? What the hell? You know, like you just like, to you, you just woke up from a goddamn motorcycle asshole. I hate these guys so much, man. But anyway, you just woke up from a dream. But to the people in the dream, you literally just vanished into thin air, you know? And this is where the concept of recurring dreams has an interesting effect, because a recurring dream is the dream that happens over and over again, right? Or sometimes there are sequels. What if you have a dream that kind of builds up on what you dreamt about some previous time, you know? And then when you come back, the people in the dream, the characters, they're like, oh hey, there you are, you're back, where'd you go? So let's continue, huh? It's almost like a video game, you know? Sometimes I really like to entertain this idea in my head, like what if this is real, you know? Because some dreams are so detailed, so amazingly realistic, with so much, you know, fleshed out how can I say, parts to it, you know, that it's hard to believe that it's not all real somewhere, you know, like how can this just be my mind doing something out of nowhere? So this is what I think about sometimes. Sometimes I'll have a really long and very interesting dream, you know, with a lot of details. Then I'll wake up and be like, man, what the hell? I just had a dream, like I just dreamt a freaking RPG, you know? I mean, come on, there's no way that my mind wasted this, you know? What if this is still somewhere else when I wake up on standby, waiting for me to dream again and re-encounter the world and all of the characters? Alright, now on the one hand, I understand, I realize how crazy it sounds, you know, but I mean, think about it, guys. I mean, it's like the Matrix movies, you know, because when you want to access the Matrix in these films, you have to plug yourself into it, and then if you want to leave, you have to be unplugged, but there's a certain way of doing it. You have to answer a phone so you can safely plug out, you know, kind of like unplugging a USB port, a USB pen drive from a computer, you know, you have to eject it before you pull it out. So what if our dreams are like the Matrix? What if when we eventually drift off and fall into a dream, what if we are plugging ourselves into a matrix of sorts, and then when we wake up, we're actually unplugging from it, you know? That's what I think is really cool to think about, because like it's I don't know, it seems weird, you know, because we will have such amazing dreams, you know, that are so detailed, and when we wake up, it's hard to believe that we even did wake up. And it's funny because I can't be the only one who does this, right? When you're in the middle of a really cool dream, but you feel yourself starting to wake up, and then you desperately try to hold on to the dream, you know? It's like you try to continue it, to force it to continue, you know, in your head, but then at one point the line starts to blur from dream and imagination. It's like the dream was there, it was happening, but then you start to kind of force details to happen, so you're just imagining something. I really hate it when that happens, you know? It's because sometimes dreams, like for some reason, they cut off exactly at the part where things are gonna get good, you know, or when they're gonna get bad. If you're having a nightmare right when something is about to happen, you know, that's when you wake up. And sometimes you will jolt awake with the sensation of falling, you know, know, which is a whole nother thing. But you know, sometimes I actually look forward to going to sleep at night just to see what I'm gonna dream, you know, like what my mind is going to surprise me with. And because I play a lot of video games and watch a lot of TV shows and movies, like my imagination, my mind is always running with different scenarios, you know. So maybe I'm feeding my brain with things to dream about at night, you know. So I've had such crazy dreams, man. I can't recall one recently that I've had, but it's been nice, you know. Usually I can't really complain about my dreams. I don't even know if I had one last night because I slept for I think I got like what 5 hours of sleep last night. So I think it also depends on how long you sleep, you know, a certain amount of hours. Of course, the longer you sleep, the more susceptible you are to having dreams. And I just love the process, you know. I wish there was a way for you to kind of harness that, like, I don't know, record what you dreamt about and then watch it later, like a video that you did or something, you know. It'd be really nice. Sometimes we have difficulty remembering what we dreamt about, you know. Sometimes we'll have a really long dream, but then we wake up the next day, we have no idea what happened. That's actually also very normal. But I wish it wasn't. I wish I could remember in more detail. So sometimes I wonder, like, sometimes you can have the same dream over and over again, you know, a recurring dream, and the same things will repeat, and that could be a sign, because certain dreams do mean something, you know, they do have meanings, or at least they there are people who try to explain that they have meanings, you know. But sequel dreams is what I call them, you know. It's when a dream happens and then some nights later you have sort of like a continuation of it, you know, and you remember what happened in the other dream. So that's really cool. I don't remember. I think I've had in the past a few lucid dreams, you know. I have controlled things in it that made me feel like a freaking mastermind, you know, almost like a godlike entity inside a dream itself. And I wish I knew how to trigger it. I think there is a scientific and psychological method of actually triggering a lucid dream, you know, but I have to read up more about it. And even if it's possible, I don't even know if I'll be able to pull it off, but I definitely like it a lot. I mean, I would love the idea of intentionally making a dream happen, you know, but you have to be careful, you know. I don't want to like trigger something and kind of keep me in like a weird loop or something. But yeah, I just think it's really fascinating how we dream, and how sometimes we can actually effectively create our own worlds, you know, almost like we're making a video game. Some dreams feel like we're playing The Sims, where we can actually make things happen in real time. It's almost like we have superpowers, you know. So, I mean, if you really stop to think about it, dreams are the closest that we will get to real, authentic virtual reality, you know, as in like actually being in a place fully invested in what's going on, you know, and talking to the people there, you know, and having control over what's going on. So yeah, unfortunately there are also nightmares, which is the dark end of the spectrum, but I haven't had any nightmares recently, thank the Lord. So, and I hope to not have any anytime soon. But this is basically what I wanted to bring to you guys today, you know, introduce this concept, my own personal opinion of how this may work. And it'd be nice if we one day find out that it's actually kind of true, you know, if there's ever a study conducted into this, although I don't think anybody's ever gonna waste their time, you know, studying this. It's usually gonna fall to people like me, content creators who record videos talking about it on YouTube. Now, I realize that the only people who can really dive truly deep into this are great minds like Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking, who unfortunately aren't with us anymore, you know. Today we have geniuses like Elon Musk, but I don't really think actually this might be a topic that really would interest him, I imagine, you know. And if there's anybody out there, maybe Neil deGrasse Tyson, you know, I've never heard them putting up any theories about this, you know, but they have talked about parallel universes, you know, but I don't think I've ever heard them mention anything about dreams, you know. But I honestly think that there is a possibility that dreams and parallel universes are very closely connected, you know, because they might actually just be one and the same, guys. You know, what if when we're dreaming, we're actually peeking into parallel universes? You guys ever thought about that? You know, I think it's a really interesting thing to consider, you know, because it might, I mean, come on, guys, we can't really entirely discard this, you know. We can't just throw it off the table, you know. It might definitely be a possibility, you know. We have to keep an open mind when it comes to certain things, you know, and I have the openest mind out there. Is openness the word? Anyway, this is the kind of thing that, like I said before, I can just go on and on and on about. You know, I can just like blab over and over again for many hours because I love talking about this. And just considering the possibility kind of makes my head spin, you know. I get like a brain cramp because it's a really, really, I don't know, man. It's a line of thought that can go off in almost infinite directions, you know. And I just love it when I have a really cool dream where I'm so invested, everybody likes me, I like them, you know. There might be some conflicts that I have to resolve. It's literally like I'm playing a video game, you know. And I always like look forward to getting back into them, you know, at night when I dream, because lately my routine has been crazy. You know, I don't know if I told you, I don't know if I've mentioned it in any of my videos here, but I've been going through a rough time because I got a new job and also a few more hours at another job that I already had previously, you know, and I love it so much. I really like my new job, but it's keeping me working for so many hours, you know, certain days that I just don't really have time for anything. So going to sleep and having to adjust my body to getting fewer hours of sleep every night now, you know, I don't know. I just really value my sleep. I cherish every minute that I can sleep, you know, and when I have a dream, that kind of makes it even better because the next day I'm like, yeah, I'm dreaming and all that. I had a good dream and it kind of gives me energy throughout the day. But anyway, so I don't really think there's anything else that I can say about that. You know, I kind of covered all of the topics, you know, and I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about it. You know, if you think dreams are also happening in another plane of existence, or if you think they're just random thoughts, manifestations of our mind at night, you know. I really want to hear your opinions about this. I really do. I truly want you guys to comment and tell me what you think, you know, because this is something that can really open up a really cool debate, you know, so I'm just really curious, you know. And if you guys happen to like my idea, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, hey, might as well hit the notification bell as well, to know exactly what time I upload, because usually it's completely at random, okay? But I'm trying to give you guys daily uploads no matter how many videos it is, so yeah, I'm gonna try to succeed there. Anyway, guys, that's it for today, okay? This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Sweet dreams and roll the outro screen.